What will our party find out in the open ocean? What awaits them on the mysterious island of Baorna? Find out next on The Adventurers Guild. On the continent of Volanta, in the city of Takar, there is a place where heroes are forged. Where legends are built one story at a time. What you do with this opportunity is in your hands, and the hands of fate. The Adventurers Guild. Hello, and let's try that again. Don't press any buttons. I got this. Hello, and welcome to tonight's episode of The Adventurers Guild. I am your host and Dungeon Master, Paul Cosca. The Adventurers Guild is a weekly live-stream Dungeons & Dragons anthology series with various parties going on short missions. And if this is your first episode, you've come at a great time because tonight we start a brand new mission. So before we get to that, allow me to introduce the players for this mission. Let me pull everybody up here. And hello, everybody!
Hello!
Hi.
Going on today's mission, we have B, Megan, Lauren, Nico, Zach, Alex, Chris, and Nicole. We run with big groups, y'all. Big groups. How's everybody doing tonight?
Doing good.
So good.
Yeah, doing well.
So ready.
Good.
Caffeined up.
Ready to go. I really, you know what? I feel like tonight's the night. I feel like
You do this every time.
Every night.
I feel like tonight we're gonna release our IPO. We're gonna be public and be traded on the stock market.
Oh wow, you're shooting really big tonight.
Listen,
How high are affairs going?
to the moon is the right answer.
Yeah, there you
To
go.
the moon.
Always.
Can I get paid in shares? Would that be acceptable?
Yeah, everybody.
Wait, you're being
Everybody
paid?
gets 1/2 of an adventure coin.
What? Okay, but when you have a whole adventure coin, what does that mean? Then what do
It means you
get?
have double that what
It's
a half is
redeemable
worth.
in his Etsy store.
Yeah, it's an adventure coin. It's our new cryptocurrency. We're going all
a
in.
Coupon for KFC. Probably something
that
equivalent
would be. That
I'd
would actually
take
be
it.
worth something.
I would
Yeah,
take it.
I would too.
That feels like a more stable currency than most cryptocurrencies.
Well, hold on. When you say a coupon for KFC, is that like a whole franchise? Do you get to own?
Yeah, you present the
Fucking,
coupon
like,
and you
one
go,
chicken
"I'd like
sandwich,
this.
but,
I'd like
like-
this store,
This one.
please."
This store is mine.
It's a chicken sandwich and a drink.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's more what I was thinking.
But
On that note,
yeah, I would sooner get into that than Bitcoin.
We know
But
where it really was.
let's go ahead and let's get into it.
Oh yeah.
This is our second mission, titled The Withering. So, those of you who came face to face with the setting sun have gotten a few days' rest before you are called down to the mission room. A couple of new recruits are brought in from the basement. New recruits, you've been down in the basement here at the Adventurers Guild for well over a week. You've been served simple meals, given a mattress on the floor. It's livable, but not entirely comfortable. You've watched several people not even be able to take this period of waiting, and they've left before their turn comes, but today is your day. The young men in dark robes come and collect you, and you are brought up to the mission room. It's a large space with many chairs and benches. One wall is like covered in windows, and those windows today are quite covered in frost. It's a very cold day. And there's a fireplace with a roaring fire going across from them, which is really welcome today. Though it should be noted, it's a lot warmer up here than it was in the basement. You see a human woman behind a rather large desk. She's got a large but somewhat manageable looking stack of papers and books on the desk, and she's reading some notes as you enter. Come on in then. Come on, go ahead. Have a seat. For those of you who are new, my name is Mariah, and I am in charge of mission assignments. I suppose this makes me in charge of you, sort of. But before we get on to today's assignment, I need all of the names for the ledger, please. So, what I'd like you to do, even those who were here in the previous mission, you're going to step forward and you're going to describe to us what everyone else in the room would see as your character comes forward. Ariel, why don't you go first?
Okay. Yeah, so Ariel would sort of timidly take a tiny little step forward, introduce herself. She has long, flowy, almost suspended in water hair. She has light blue skin, very dark blue hair, vivid teal eyes. She's a water genasi. She is very polite and always looks a little bit nervous. Not quite sure what she's gotten herself into.
Okay. Next up, Hassan.
Yes, Hassan is a human. He appears to be in his early to mid 20s, has golden tanned skin and pink hair of a rose color. Very happy, steps forward with a little bit of a bounce to his step, big wide smile, pearly white teeth. Not particularly strong looking, and you do see he carries a couple instruments with him.
All right. Mudpack.
Mudpack walks up, introduces himself. He is a druid gnome, so he's probably the shortest of the party. And he wears kind of animal skins and leathers. He's got a big fur, like cobbled together coat that he made from the gifts of the wild. And he carries a quarterstaff that is wrapped with leather and mistletoe sprigs. And he's got wiry dark hair and deep brown eyes and a pointy nose.
And Liam.
Yes. Liam will step forward. He is a wood elf. He steps forward as walks forward. He's got a glorious, just big old dreadlocked bow, like in a back bow, like big old dreadlocks in a kind of tied back. He's got a big old maul and an ikloa over his back, and a mallet and an axe on his sides. His skin is kind of a bluish gray tone. His eyes are surprisingly feral looking for a wood elf. They're very kind of like have like orange irises with black pupils. And yeah, he's just kind of in like a relatively exuberant yellows and greens. And holds a nice pipe in his hand as he walks up, and presents himself to the individual. All
right, Crickstump.
Crickstump looked at this man and just like, that is what I strive for. As Crickstump makes his way and high fives the lady at the front desk,
he very begrudgingly accepts that high five.
He walks out. He's a wood elf as well, but his hair is like a couple long, like a long sleeve and like a nice like pants that are like deep forest moss green. He has a cape on his back. Also across his back is his quarterstaff. And honestly, he looks like he just woke up.
Maybe he did.
Perpetually, or
like he's been hibernating.
Yeah,
honestly,
I love that.
Oh, sorry. One last. Liam also has quite a profound set of mutton chops that are also his blonde color as well.
Hell yeah.
Elara.
Elara is a purple tiefling who steps forward. We did dark purple skin, but black hair, black nails, black horns, purple to black tail, under a nice-ish, but like not rags, but not noble black dress. It's in good condition, I'll say that. And she's got a notebook in her hand, just ready to go, and her eyes are like a bright lavender.
And Roderick.
So as Roderick steps forward, you notice a rather handsome, early 20s human. He's wearing what a week ago would probably have been a very nice outfit, but since staying in the basement for a week has gone into a little bit of disrepair. But yeah, right. But it's like a long flowing overcoat with a vest, nice trousers underneath. He's also wearing a pretty rakish hat with a feather in it. He's got shoulder-length, wavy blonde hair and a smile that it melts you.
Doesn't quit.
And as he goes up, you see at his side he's got a rapier on his side. And before he gives his name, he just says, "Well, you know what they say: a name given is a promise taken."
Mariah just gives you a long look and says, "I just need your name for the ledger, please."
Yes, of course.
Yes, thank you.
And he steps back.
What does that mean?
Oh, I don't really know what it means. So, but I'm certain it will mean something eventually. We'll probably need to figure it out. Don't you think?
No.
And Denra.
Probably the tallest of the group, standing a good 7.5 feet tall. Denra is a minotaur. She's got pretty long reddish hair, and all her fur is like the same kind of auburn red. And she's got a big glaive on her back, as well as some javelins and hand axes on her hips. And it looks like she's a survivalist more than anything. She's got like a outfit made of what looks like a mixture of feathers and fur. And if you know what an owlbear is in character, then you'd know that it's made of an owlbear. And it's just the claws kind of come down on like around her neck, and it kind of flows down as like a half cape, with the beak being on like a piece right above her pelvis. And she's pretty cool. Sorry, go ahead.
No, finish, please.
Yeah, Denra steps forward and she just kind of, because she has not met Mariah yet, so she'll kind of, because Barstow is the one that gave her the last mission.
I think it's fair to say you've probably gone on a mission in between, or something like that.
That's fair. Honestly, that's not a big deal. She will step forward and say, hello, Mariah. It's Denra, if you forgot. It's nice to finally be out of the basement. Those rooms are really low ceilinged. Sorry if you see some chips. She kind of just steps back.
She was going to say something to you, but Denver already walked away.
Yeah.
I realized everyone described their attire, and I did not. But fret not, Hason is wearing clothes. In case anyone was concerned, I am wearing clothes, but I did not describe them. They're not that flashy. It's not important, but I just want to make sure.
Yeah, he's the flashy one. His clothes don't need to be.
I like how your thought was if you didn't describe clothes.
Everybody would assume you're naked right off the bat.
I didn't describe Ariel's clothes. So.
I was going to say.
Yeah, did you? Oh, you did.
Ariel might be
okay.
naked, though.
Ariel could be.
Just sea foam or something.
Actually, that'd be lovely.
It's the hair very strategically flows in certain ways.
Yeah.
Like Little Mermaid style.
Yep.
Yeah.
So Mariah, bling. Mariah finishes getting everybody's names, then closes up the really large ledger. She looks troubled. She kind of collects herself for a moment. Says, "All right. So your mission today. Honestly, it's kind of internal. It's and you hear a voice from the back of the room say, would you like me to talk to them, Mariah? Since I'm the one they'll need to be babysitting." Mariah looks like she's a little relieved and just nods and gives a wave. And you see coming up, kind of from the back of the room, having come in after you, is a tall elven man. He wears pretty simple robes. He's got white hair, which is pulled back into a ponytail. Overall, he just has a very kind expression. His eyes are gray, almost to the point of being white. Like most elves, it's pretty impossible to say how old he might be. 100, 500, who knows? He doesn't look particularly young, but he comes up to the desk and just kind of leans against it and takes a moment just to take you all in. And he says, hello all. My name is Archland Fainwood, but most people just call me Archie. I was gonna. I appreciate it. I've been head cleric here at the guild for a long time. It's possible I've helped heal some of you, but mostly what I've done for some time is train others here to do that sort of thing. Gotta keep everyone healthy. Your mission today is actually concerning me, which is not something I'm particularly used to. I'm don't tend to be the center of attention. But anyway, your mission will be accompanying me to the island of Baorna. It is about 3 days to the northeast, if the weather favors us. I would be quite surprised if you'd heard much of anything about the island. It's very sparsely populated, not exactly a tourist destination. What it is a colony for those who've been infected with the Withering. If you've not encountered the Withering, consider yourself lucky in that regard. It is a horrible disease. The progression is slow, but it is always fatal, and given enough time, it is certainly transmissible from one person to another. Enough so that a couple hundred years ago, the kingdom decided that those who were known to have the Withering were to be sent off, as to not infect the larger population.
And we're going there on purpose, you say?
Yes, there are protocols in place to keep those who have to visit the island separate.
Listen, hey Archie, I got a question for you.
Yes.
Why are you the one going there?
Well, I'll get there.
Yeah, Crickstump, you could let him finish talking, you know.
I'm sorry, I'm an inquisitive...
No, it's quite all right. This is obviously you need to know as much as you can about your mission. Since the first group was sent off, there still have been outbreaks, and more people have been sent to Baorna since. The reality is there is an island of people who are always in need of assistance, and thus it has been tradition that a cleric of great skill has lived among them. There is no cure for the Withering, but healing magics have been shown to have a palliative effect and makes their lives, such as it is, much more comfortable. I was quite close with the cleric who took up this position some 20 years ago. He and I have exchanged letters ever since, and he has informed me that the progression of his own illness is such that it is time for someone new to come and take over his post. So, you are to accompany me to the island and make sure nothing happens to me along the way. We do have a boat to take us there, so when you're ready, you'll come and meet me at the docks, and we'll head off. And if you're in need of supplies, now is the time. There are no pit stops between here and Baorna. But if you have questions, please feel free.
So
yes,
we're to protect you, so that you can go live on this island to die.
Yes, I suppose you could look at it that way.
Does no one else see the irony here?
A little, yes. It's
It seems very self-sacrificial to me.
Quite noble.
Well,
Yes, so what do you get out of it?
I have lived a very long time, and if my last days are spent in service to people who truly need the help, then it will be a life well lived.
May I ask a question?
Mm-hmm.
What kind of trouble are we expecting on the journey?
Good question.
Well, the open ocean is full of question
Pirate.
marks.
Oh, absolutely.
Certainly, there are privateers that do their business, and all kinds of creatures of the sea. So much like overland travel, there's all sorts of things that one could get into, and I can handle myself fairly well, but safety is always best in numbers.
Well, luckily, you've got a seasoned sailor joining you on this one, so that's good. Good.
Well, we have a boat and people to sail it, but yes, certainly, if you've got experience on the water, that's a boon, a plus.
All right.
Is there anything else that I can, anything else you need to know or want to know? Certainly, yes.
What are the symptoms of the withering? What happens?
It is a degenerative disease. It seems to impact the muscles. It causes a slow atrophy. Those in particular good health or young people can resist its effects for longer. Malnutrition can make the end shockingly quick. But eventually the muscles necessary for life atrophy and breathing stops. It can take 20 years, it can take a handful of months, but the end is the same. There's been a team at the university over at Hereford. It's been trying to discern a cure for years and years, but it seems that the answer remains elusive. Healing magic helps with symptoms, but it does not slow the progression of the disease. Perhaps it could be wished away, but not too many free wishes floating about.
Do you know where the first case came from or was reported, and what happened? Did it just seemingly come out of nowhere?
Oh, I have no idea, honestly. It was
How long
during my
ago was
lifetime, but well, the first people were sent off to Baorna near 200 years ago.
So it's only on this island?
Well, no, we do get outbreaks here on the continent still. So there must be some vector, something transmitting it, but we have not found it.
Paul, have none of us heard of this before, or can we make
Yeah, you can make a history
take a
check if you like.
Okay. Yeah, I want to.
Yeah.
I would actually make an intelligence, make a medicine check.
Because I do have a feature that's part of my sage background. The researcher that says if you attempt to recall a piece of lore, if you don't know it, you know where to find the info or
Sure.
who to obtain it. So maybe at advantage or something.
Yeah. Are you?
I just want to see if I know these things before
I
I
wasn't gonna
barrage him
roll.
with questions.
I wasn't gonna roll until you said medicine, and she's actually proficient in it, so I rolled it, and I got a natural 20. So.
All right.
You have found the cure for.
Yeah.
And the adventure's over.
See you next week.
Yep.
That was fun.
Okay. Who else? What other rolls do we have? We got a nat 20 from Denra.
I got an 18 total.
18 for Roderick.
15 for Liam, but he's also just his is a little bit more about the island as it is, since he has more sailing knowledge than he does disease knowledge.
Okay.
Mudpack rolled a 10.
A 10. Anyone else on the board? All right. Oh, Hasan, what'd you end up with?
Is this an intelligence check, you said?
Let's make it a medicine check.
Why don't I see 7.
Okay. Yeah, hey,
I
son,
don't know.
you don't know. I mean, if you wanted to, search it out, you probably could find something, but you don't know it.
Yeah, I'll keep that in mind.
Yeah, Mudpack, you haven't really heard much. Liam, there are islands out there. There are places where you steer clear, and this is kind of just on that list. You don't know much more than that. You don't have any like first-hand account of it, but
Right.
maybe with some disdain in the richer circles, who knows? Denra, you do you want it to be a friend or a family member?
I knew it was coming. Jeez. Okay.
Roll well, get
Well,
sad.
I'm really glad I didn't actually
Yeah.
roll well.
Right. Yeah, Denra's backstory is pretty sad, so it works.
Yeah. I can roll for it for you if you wish.
Let's say
Let him
family
do it.
member.
Okay.
Maybe my husband. No.
No,
'cause
that's
no,
part of the
no.
backstory.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, I see what you're saying. I see. Yeah.
It's already established.
Outside that, gotcha. All right.
Yeah. So someone that you were close to.
Say like my uncle or something.
Sure.
Good,
Let's say
good,
your
good uncle. Yeah.
A good person, very strong and healthy, until he suddenly wasn't. And when a healer finally got to look at him, healing helped a little bit, but then it got worse, and a little healing helped, and then it got worse, and he was taken to a larger city, and not soon after he arrived, he was sent away.
So who's making bets about which one of us is getting this and dying?
Right,
I just
exactly.
I don't know.
All in the dice. It's in the dice.
Uh-huh.
Find out.
I'm not afraid.
Definitely like deflates a little bit being reminded of that. Just kind of yes, if we're going to this island, we all should be very careful. I've seen the effects of the withering firsthand.
Excuse me, Archie.
Denner rolled a nat 20 for emotional trauma. Just wanted to throw that out there.
Hey, it's like that nat 1 I got on perception for fucking camp guard, and you made me like, oh, you see nothing but your dead husband. I was like,
Yeah.
oh!
Ow!
Yeah, exactly.
Paul loves to give trauma through the nightmares and
It's
night
great.
watches.
It's actually,
like,
it's
alone
amazing.
With your
I'm not
own
complaining.
thoughts.
It's how we get to healing.
Right.
Archie turns to Mudpack. Yes.
Considering this has been well known, are there any herbal, not remedies, obviously, since there is no cure, but is there anything in the natural plant world that has been known to soothe these sufferers' pain for a time? Also something that we could perhaps arm ourselves with?
Well, certainly anything that is a balm to ease muscles, to generally take away pain will help. But in terms of arming yourselves, what we do know is that transmission takes time. It is a slowly transmissible thing. So simply going to the island is not going to be enough.
No snogging then, though.
Certainly not. Certainly if you were to stay there for months, that would be a different story. But attending, visiting, and then leaving again, especially keeping your distance, there's no reason to think you should have any trouble. There are boats that go there to deliver supplies. So, cautious, but not panicked.
Thank you.
Certainly. Any other questions for Mariah or Archie?
Yes, Archie, I have a question.
Yes.
So, you're being brought to this island to replace its healer, which is a noble pursuit, of course, but surely you said you can take care of yourself, and the journey should not be quite so dangerous, so why us? Why the expenditure of adventurers when you could easily just take guards or security?
Well, I have lived here at the guild for a very long time, and in taking my last trip, it seemed appropriate that those who shared my values should be the ones to accompany me.
So sentimentality has gotten you.
Well, you're all also slightly cheaper than guards.
That was a question I had for Mariah, actually. Was
Denver
payment.
kind of frowns at that, like, oh.
Yeah, Roderick is not happy about that.
Yeah.
Since this last trip is coming out of my own pocket, I will be. I'm of course through the guild paying you. It just seemed to make sense. Besides, are you not here for adventuring?
Oh, yes, quite ready for adventure. I've do almost anything to get out of that basement that you trapped us in. But I was hoping for more of a how do you say this combative affair rather than a go on a boat and transport an old man.
Roderick, was it?
Yes, Roderick Thistleton.
Very nice to meet you. Have you been out on the ocean much?
No, I have not.
I would bet that combat will not be too far away from you.
Yeah, Roderick, the ocean sucks as far as combat. There's a lot of things that you'll probably meet and experience on our journey, I can assure you of that.
Adventuring over land, many things want to kill you. Adventuring over the ocean, everything wants to kill you, including the ocean.
Well, you know what they say. A day on the ocean is worth a week on land, so sign me up.
Where do you get
Do they
these
say that?
sayings?
What, you've never heard that saying before?
No.
I'm sure it's a common saying.
I've heard it.
Yes, see? Of course.
Yes.
Archie has not heard of it.
I've heard of it. Somewhere.
Heisan just kind of like goes up to Roderick, and you're probably taller than Heisan, so he looks up at you and says, "It sounds like somebody doesn't know how to have a very good time, you know. We don't always have to be fighting things to just, you know, go on a boat and spend time together and get to know one another, and you know, that can be quite nice too. You don't always have to be killing things."
Yeah,
Yes,
you
yes.
tell him, hey, son.
I look at Crickstone and I go, I turn back around.
Sometimes we eat cupcakes. Welcome.
Sometimes we eat cupcakes. Yes, we do.
Must say, this is not what I thought it was going to be at all.
It might be better than what you thought it was going to be. We'll find out.
Mariah says, I do have a few items to give your party for this mission. Hopefully you won't need them. That's what I always say. 2 healing potions, 1 potion of water walk. Please don't use it recreationally. That does have 3 doses in it. And there is 1 potion of purification. For this mission, there and back, you will receive 30 gold for delivering Archie safely and returning. And of course, your continued room and board here at the guild. Those of you who were in the basement, you will be up in the main rooms once you come back.
Do the main rooms have taller ceilings?
Denver, you've been in the main rooms.
Oh right, never mind.
Yeah.
But I still because the one I was given just didn't have a very high ceiling.
Well, Denra, I imagine if you stick around long enough, we'll be able to find your room with a taller ceiling. Yes.
Well, that's motivation right there. Thank you.
I turn to Roderick and I'm like, hey, brother, it's much better than down in the basement up here. Just stick it out, won't you?
Does the Minotaur have a stutter?
She just kind of balks at that, like.
Clearly,
Yes.
Roderick, your ears work.
Does
Yes,
does-
and-
wait. Does Crickstump really not like the basement?
Actually, that
Crick
is.
still would like the basement.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. He may be from the swamp, but he likes to be refined.
Are we 100? Because I do remember a time when Crickstump filled his tent so full of vomit that he had to throw it in a river.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
No, you remember correctly. He might have had a change of heart after that.
Okay, all right, that's
There
fair.
you go.
That is totally fair.
So it was a turning. That was a turning point
It
for
was
your
change,
character.
Yeah. Really,
Very may
Rock
well
bottom looks different for everybody.
yeah.
Gosh.
But
Listen, that tent has washed out to the ocean by now, so
Maybe we'll
hope.
find it.
Yeah.
Go fishing.
it'll be
we're
a shambling
gonna reel it back up.
mount that'll come for us.
You're gonna find it like the boat from Frozen 2. I want to
Yeah.
find out what happened.
Oh no.
Bunch of vomiting.
Just make the vomit.
But Denra will definitely react to that rather rude comment and just kind of yes, and I would watch the way you speak to the Minotaur.
I'm sorry. It's just from where I come from. Stories of minotaurs are not stuttering creatures.
She rolls her eyes super hard because she's tired of hearing humans talk about how they've heard of minotaurs and how awful they are. And she definitely just and turns and starts to walk out.
Perhaps we should be making our way out and getting ready to.
Okay,
leave.
before we head out, who is taking control of these potions?
Oh yeah.
Oh, can I have a healing potion?
There are 2 common healing potions.
Ariel would like to take one of the healing potions.
Go for
I
it.
guess I don't have.
Isan and Arya.
There's a potion of Water Walk, which has 3 doses in it.
You can turn. Oh no, you can't. Never mind.
Wait,
I was gonna
JK,
say turn
I
to
have a
fit.
healing potion
Take it
from
out.
before that I never used. So would someone else like the healing potion? I already
Yeah.
have one.
Denra.
I wouldn't mind it.
Okay, Liam.
yeah, Crickstump's
Tank.
definitely gonna walk up and be like, "Thank you for water walking."
Okay. Make sure to write that down. And 1 potion of purification.
Bloodpack will take control of that in
All right.
his herbalism kit.
Perfect,
Go
because I will
in
not
there.
remember that later.
Yep.
No problem.
But I suppose
I'll
at this point
write
we
it
can
down.
let's check the videotape. Pour through 3 hours of videotape to find out who had the damn potion.
Oh gosh.
That's good. That's good content right there.
Yeah,
It
that's.
really is.
I'll do
Hey,
it
if you
live.
forget, I say if you forget to write it down and you don't remember, that potion ceased to
It
exist.
fell out of your
Mhm.
pocket.
Yep.
Gone.
All right.
Bag of devouring.
Well, with that then, Archie takes his leave. He's going to go up and collect the last of his things. All of you are led out of the mission room, and you find yourselves out on the front steps, and out in front of you is the large city of Takar. If you want supplies or anything else like that, now is the time.
Last call.
Because
Yeah, last call.
there's no store. Assume you have rations. Rations are fine.
Yeah.
There and back. But there is no land between here and Baorna has no resources.
Well, Liam, like his ship brethren, is going to the tobacco store.
I'm gonna go to another fucking tobacco
Oh,
store.
no.
I'm gonna miss him.
You gonna put salt in
We're
it
not
again?
doing that again.
All of his
Yeah, we
characters.
are.
Oh my god.
Okay. So Liam,
Clever.
you go to the tobacco store, and you find that they actually have a small like tabletop keg. Enough of you have been through now that they have some tobacco that's packed in salt.
It's just called the Nilo Brew or something like that. The Nilo Batch.
And nobody else buys it because it's absolutely disgusting. But there are enough of you
Tobacco.
from the Nilo that it's worth it to just set some aside.
Wow.
Yes.
Like Sen.
Yep, it is.
So that's 5 silver to fill your pouch with salted tobacco.
Beautiful.
Disgusting.
And yes, he will take that and turn to the. Isn't it Tabaxi who owns this place?
Probably.
Tabaxi, tobacco.
I've
makes
got
sense.
it. I've got it somewhere here.
Uh,
I think. Junk shop, bar, sundries. Yeah, I didn't write down who owned this shop.
I'm pretty sure it was a tabaxi.
But let's say it's a tabaxi.
It is now.
It's a tabaxi named Luxane.
Nice.
Luxane, I like it. So yeah, he will buy some, and then he'll be like, it was great to see that you're stocking this all for us for the whole crew. It's good.
It does make it easier than having to mix it every time. You all seem to be quite prolific smokers.
Well, absolutely. What do you expect?
You might want to, I don't know how often I see you all come in.
Sodium.
It's fine. 5 silver for the pouch.
It's
All right, thank you very much.
amazing.
I'll let the crew know that it's done this for us now. It's good. It's great. Thanks a lot.
Anyone else have anything they need to do here in Takar? Yes, Alara.
Yes. I want to find an apothecary or something to find some ginger. Because Ilara's never been on a boat before, except for that one time. And that was not a very pleasant experience.
Smart.
Yeah.
So she feels like she may get seasick, especially if she's jumping into 3 days.
Yeah.
So
Do
you
you
might-
say you're doing that to the party? Because Denra might ask for some as well.
sure.
Okay. Are you gonna go with her,
Good
Denra,
idea.
or just ask?
Well, I had one small little play thing I wanted to do really quick first, but because I actually had a question. I can't remember. Did Denra and Haston do that mission together when Denra got possessed?
I've
Was that
never.
fun?
Nope. I've never played with Denra.
I can't remember what it was. That's fine. Never mind then. Then yeah, he would go with Ilara if she'd allow it.
Okay, sounds good.
Mudpack will also like to go to the apothecary.
All right, so we
There
got
we go.
3 going to the apothecary. Liam, just a quick note: you have about 20 minutes left.
Yep. Am I muted? I'm not muted, right? Okay, good.
Yeah, you're good.
Good to know.
So, Ilara, Denra, and Mudpack head to an apothecary in order to see what kind of apothecary you end up at.
boy.
One of you go ahead and roll an investigation check at advantage with help.
I'll do it.
Yeah, mine's garbage. Go ahead.
I've got 2, so you're probably better than mine.
Mine's a 5.
Ooh!
All right.
The note taker. Good.
Oh, while they roll that, Crickstump wants to go to the
thank you.
Drunken Seahorse.
Crickstump goes to get a drink. Got it.
Well, it's...
Crickstump
What?
goes to where drinks happen. I should
There we
say.
go. Thank you.
Alara, what do you got?
Even rolling with advantage, that's only an 11.
Okay. Takar is big. That's the thing is, it is such a massive place that it's so easy to get turned around. There are so many different places. You end up at a place that just right on its face. None of you have a lot of you're not feeling especially confident in it, but it does say drugs above the store above the door, and that
With a Z.
apothecary, that's part of it.
Drugs.
So you go in, you walk in, and this place looks like it might not have been an apothecary shop 3 or 4 days ago. Do you ever go into a restaurant and it was obviously a different restaurant like last month, and they just kind of draped things everywhere and
Yes.
put some decor over other decor? That's what this feels like. It looks like someone might have left for vacation, and all of a sudden it's now an apothecary shop. There is a large pile of stuff piled in one corner and covered in some blankets, and along the shelves are a bunch of bottles and things, and there are potions and vials and a bunch of plants. And behind the counter is a kobold.
Waiting for it.
Who, as you walk in, Oh, hello, welcome. Please come in, come in. You're looking for...
Oh my god.
What are you
no.
looking for? I'll help you.
We're looking for some ginger. We're about to go on a small boat ride. We'll need about a week's worth each, I suppose.
A week?
Yeah, probably.
Is that a lot?
Wouldn't you be the one to know that?
Yes. I'm gonna...
I just want to say that as they were walking away to do this, Haston, like, under his breath, is like, why didn't they just go to the vegetable market? You can just buy a root of ginger. Why do you have to go to an apothecary?
We're here now.
It's fancy world. Apothecaries are where we get everything, okay?
Okay, I rolled an intelligence
Powdered,
check
perhaps?
for him. He says, yeah, yes, week's worth is much, so much. Ginger, you said? Ginger?
Yes. Insight check?
Yeah, sure.
Gives you something totally different.
This is
not ginger.
blue.
Yeah. Why?
Makes you more seasick.
Ew.
Turmeric looks like ginger, right? The root.
It's supposed to have spores?
Turmeric's a little more orange, but yeah.
I
Dorian,
mean,
I spooked you.
he's the guy behind the counter.
Gives you a wasabi root instead.
God.
He
Well, I'm not here for ginger, if that makes anything easier. So
he stops and says, "You don't want ginger?
not me, no.
Oh, what were you looking for?"
I was looking for some kind of clarifying draft to sort of akin to caffeine in some dream realm I had. I had this crazy vision. And that word just popped into my head. It's something that would keep me awake and alert. And I'm looking for something
Awake and alert. Yes, I can do that.
and clarified. I don't want to be you know, buzzy, if you know what I'm saying.
No snuff powder.
Yeah.
I've seen people go bad on that.
Ginger first. 1 second.
course.
And he goes over to one of the shelves, and there are a number of plants, a number of roots. He pulls off one box, and he lifts up what can only be described as an enormous ginger root. It's like it's about the size of his whole torso.
Oh God.
And he wraps his arms around it and hefts it onto the counter, and he says,
Oh, goodness.
"Well, you need a lot for a week for the three of you. This should just barely do it
Two, friend. Only two.
for the two of you."
I'll look at Alara. That looks like a lot.
Mudpack would like to make an investigation check with, like...
See if that's a lot.
Yeah, I know, I mean... He has a herbalism kit.
Go ahead and make a
wouldn't
nature
suck
check.
that much. Okay. What is that number? Cool. It's a 12.
Above average.
I mean, you don't have a lot of experience with seasickness. I mean, this does
I
feel
don't.
like a lot,
Yeah.
but then again, do you need to dilute in ginger? Do you have to eat a lot? You're really not sure. And besides, ginger goes in a lot of nice things that you can cook. So
That's a good point.
it's kind of cool seeing this big ingredient right in front of you.
Yeah. How much?
You can make
for this
gingerbread.
root?
I could make
Yeah.
ginger carrot soup. That would keep us nice and warm.
That sounds delicious. Please do that.
For this, 1 gold, 5 silver.
That seems like a lot, but sure.
It is a lot of roots.
Right. We have perhaps a third? I don't want to clean you out.
Oh, I have.
That's kind.
I have a
Gotta
lot.
look around. I think he's already cleaned out.
No, I have so much.
many boxes.
I also don't know how I'm going to carry this.
We can cut it up.
You with your hands, or maybe I might have a bag if you need.
A bag.
A bag is 5 cents extra. I mean, 5 silver more though. So.
It is.
2 gold. Damn. I mean, I don't know. Let's just go with the whole thing. We'll figure out how to take it apart later. It's like gold and a silver. Gold and 5 silver. I'm just gonna set the money down
All
since
right.
nobody's saying anything. I'm just
Bigger
gonna
than I am.
Denra purchases what for Denra is not like huge.
No, it's like I pick it up in a hand.
Yeah,
It's-
you can definitely pick it up with one hand. But it's like the size of like 2 footballs, end to end.
I'll just kind of break off a big chunk and hand it to Alara.
It smells really good. It's not bad. Like it's good. The smell of ginger like oof, hits you pretty quick. And then he turns to you, Mudpack. and says,
Yeah, I got it.
He reaches behind the counter and pulls out this little jar and sets it in.
This will do the trick.
Can you tell me what it is?
I'll call it Keep Awake.
What is it comprised of?
Stuff that will keep you awake.
And did you craft this yourself, or was it
Is
like...
all in-house.
Checks out.
Sounds like a good time.
Mudpack would like to smell it if possible, like uncork it and take a whiff and kind of roll intelligence based off that.
You uncork it and he says,
You want
May
to
I?
test?
May I? Just to smell, just to get a whiff, if you were.
Sure.
You open it, you'll buy it.
Very, very gingerly, pardon the pun. Like, smell.
Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead first and make a Constitution check.
I knew you were gonna say that.
Not a save, just a check.
That is a 15.
You take a little sniff and you feel like good. You feel bright.
Popper. Just...
All right. How much for this little bottle?
For that, 2 gold.
And how do you suggest I dose it out for myself? A small
Just
sip
a
or
little, a sniff when you are needing it.
even just a sniff will do.
I mean, you kind of got to feel it out a little bit.
It is not to be imbibed?
You could rub it on your gums if you prefer it that way.
What is it?
I would start small, though. Start small.
What color is
It's like an off-white, like an eggshell.
Okay. Okay.
No, it's okay. A lot of legitimate things you rub on your gums to do it. That's a
always.
totally
Yeah.
normal thing to do.
Saccharine, you just...
Yeah.
My wife's a pharmacist. I know these things.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Take 2
I
to 3
feel
daily, rub on your gums.
Very weird. Very odd.
Rub on your gums.
This is why they tell you don't to get into D&D. It's for the devil.
It's
It'll get you into drugs really fast.
Mhm.
Only gold.
It's
2 gold.
Mudpack isn't a very materialist person, so he'll hand over his 2 gold
All right.
and pocket this mysterious thing.
Magical Coke.
You've got one jar of Keep Awake.
Keep
Awake. That's amazing.
Jar.
Yeah.
Lord, thank you.
Job done.
Thank you, sir. If we return, I will let you know how it goes.
Sounds good.
Denro will kind of bulk at the if we return. Like, what?
If I return to this particular shop.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Is that it for the apothecary then?
Yeah.
Aye.
Okay. Crookstump, you arrive at the Thirsty Seahorse. It's a pretty busy day here at the bar. It's it's cold, but there's still a lot of boats coming in and out. Still a lot of sailors at port. What is it you were wanting to do?
I'm gonna walk in, just like if I make eye contact with anybody, just kind of like wave to them, make my way up to the bar, and just kind of look for the bartender.
Sure. You look and a bartender comes over. Pretty stocky male dwarf.
Hey, brother. Hey, me and my crew are heading out of town. Is there any way that we can grab like something to go, like a big barrel, for like a week-long trip?
You're looking for a barrel of ale, of wine. What are you looking for?
No more rum. God.
Rum? What?
If you got like a good like barley wine or something like that back in stock.
How big are you looking for?
Ooh, let's see. How much do you normally sell to, say, like a party of 30? That's about right.
Of 30 adults, full-grown people that are drinking.
Yeah. Say they 30 people in a single night. Yeah.
For 30 people, I would probably advise at least one full keg, if not two.
You got like half kegs?
Perhaps. Obviously, you get a better deal if you did the full keg, but
So I understand. I'm probably gonna get a keg and a half to two. Just checking with you.
Yes, we do have some half kegs of some options, some varieties.
Sounds great. Let's do like a keg of wine, good wine, and a half keg of like. Ooh, let's go with some rum.
Yes. Okay. Let me check to see what we have. Assuming that we have both of those things, that is going to come out to. He takes a look at this. That's going to come out to 23 gold altogether.
Yeah, that checks out. That's all.
All right, let me go see what I can
Is that
find.
a lot, or is that not a lot? That feels
that's
like
a lot.
Okay.
That's a
I'm like,
lot.
Quite a bit.
ooh, better be good.
It's all
So
good.
from the back are a full keg of wine is rolled out, as well as like a big pony, like a big half keg of rum. Crookstump, you do quickly realize that you cannot carry these things yourself.
I was just about to ask him something along those lines. I was about to say, hey, brother, is there any way I can get this transported down to the docks?
Costs more.
He's gonna be so mad at you.
Go ahead and make a persuasion check.
Am I DoorDash?
Yeah, right.
Delivery
Can I
fee.
Uber Eats a keg?
Down the road.
Or 30.
Yeah, roll it.
Just roll him down the road.
It's a 12.
He says, you'll
Or-
have no transport yourself, perhaps...
Or, hey, if you got like a dolly back there, like I'll do it myself. I'll bring you back the dolly.
Most people who are ordering kegs have already arranged some kind of transport. Perhaps for an extra 5 gold, we could get this to the docks for you.
You know what? Let's just make it 25 total, and I'll help you down there.
I think I would need the full 5 gold to have somebody leave here from the bar long enough to transport this to the docks. Or certainly you could find someone that you know, perhaps who is stronger than you, who could pick these things up and move them.
It's true. How much do they weigh?
A lot. So the only people who could, in theory, lift a full keg would be. Do Minotaurs have the strength one size bigger? I don't know that they do.
Chris,
you're
muted, Chris.
Yeah, no, they don't.
Okay, so the only person who could theoretically lift this, you don't know that they can do that yet, because they have not revealed themselves to be that yet.
I mean, Denra, she looks pretty muscular, so maybe you might think of her.
I mean,
yeah, I mean, you would probably think of Denra first because Denra is really big, but Denra would not.
Not all of it.
Yeah, no, it would be difficult, or you could just roll it.
If we had some water nearby, Ariel could use that water to like shape it and move it.
I could just.
She can do that.
Could I just roll it down to the docks?
Two at once.
You could certainly try.
What is this keg made out of? Wood?
It's wood.
Watch you hit a rock and get a hole in it and lose it all as you're rolling it down to the docks.
Oh, he'd stop and drink up what he could.
Yeah, obviously. Turn into a wolf and just.
Timing wise, where are we looking at on Liam's time frame?
Oh, you got like 5 minutes.
Cool. And the docks are where we're going to meet up with Archie, right?
Yes, and it should be noted that the Thirsty Seahorse is fairly near the docks.
I knew that.
As if happenstance,
Always.
Liam will walk in to the Thirsty Seahorse as Crickstub is standing there talking to the. Go ahead, Lo.
I just want to make sure Paul knows that I want to buy something, but I don't want to RP it. I just want to find out how much it's cost and get it, and just so you know at
Got
one
it.
point. Thanks.
It'll be soon. I'm almost out of here.
No, I just want to make sure. I didn't know. I just don't want to get lost amongst the. everything.
You know what, brother? Here's 22. I'll find a way. Thanks.
Hey, Crickstub, how's it going?
Oh, it's good. I'm just getting stuff for the trip.
You're getting us some good old drinking, eh?
I mean, we're gonna need it. Right?
Alrighty. Well, Liam knows this guy. The Nilo preferences this bar pretty regularly, right?
You've probably seen him before, at least.
Okay. Just saying, this will most likely not be a surprise to him. Because he would be like this when he's at the bar anyway. On the docks.
You are like in this form as the wood elf?
No. What's about to happen?
Okay.
I'm certain he's been here in that form. So yeah, I think it times out about right. So he'll walk in and be like, "Oh, hey, how you doing today?"
Good. You want to help me roll this down to the dock? We're almost.
Oh yeah, sure. Well, it's just about time. Ugh, I'm getting so tired of having to be like this. Promptly, Liam will kind of like shrug his shoulders. His very fine robes will suddenly all like kind of like fall away, kind of fade away into more tarnished, kind of like trashed up stuff. The maul on his back actually transforms into the shape of a ship's anchor, as he kind of hunches back up and stands up to Mastbreaker's full height of 8 feet tall, kind of ducking his head slightly from the rafters, and he says, it's good to actually meet you, Liam.
Wait, what? I'm so confused. I don't even know what I'm picturing.
So,
Are you still an elf?
Liam Mastbreaker is a firbolg.
What? Are you a shape?
So firbolgs have an innate ability to disguise themselves, specifically to disguise themselves as smaller, which is something that disguise self usually can't
Got
do.
it. Okay.
So firbolgs can more easily move among regular people by masking themselves as smaller, and they don't need spell slots for that or anything like that.
Denra would love that.
Cool. I'm good now.
It's not like, I mean, he's still the same height. It's just everybody's to him, sees him. He's much smaller.
You see him duck every once in a while for some reason.
Yeah,
doesn't need to.
Unexplainable.
Crickstub is just staring. Just- What the fuck did I just see? What? Oh, huh? I'm looking around the bar at like the other patrons, like, you
Nothing.
see this shit? Oh,
They're all used to it.
And Fearbolgs, like Goliaths, are able to access strength one size above their own. So they're as strong as large creatures.
well, good.
So with that, Liam will hunch over and just heft up the keg up onto his shoulder.
Nice. Handy.
Oh boy.
Shall we head on over to the docks?
Yeah, all right.
In Cricksum, you just have your like pony keg.
Okay. Cool. He's like, as they exit this place, like he's just locked like eyes like on this, just like, because he just went from my height, which I believe is like 5'5".
Yeah.
Oh,
You're
honestly,
5'5".
Wood elf form, he's 5'6".
I am a short wood elf.
Yeah.
I am short.
Yeah, and in his wood elf form, Liam is 5'6". So
I'm imagining in Cricksum's head, Unchained Melody is playing.
I am 5'4". I just looked at this. Good. I am
Shorty.
bored.
same height as that.
Hey,
yeah,
Son,
no.
what were you wanting to pick up?
He's been wanting to buy a tambourine if he could.
Sure.
A green tambourine?
No. A pink one. No, I'm just kidding. That doesn't exist.
Go ahead and roll an investigation check just to
Full
see
pink.
who you end up buying it
A
from.
green tambourine.
I was thinking tangerine for some reason.
My
It's
green.
a 14.
Okay. You end up in essentially a pawn shop.
It's a 15, actually, just in case that makes a difference.
Huge difference.
Oh, it's a squalor.
It's a nicer pawn shop.
Yeah.
You end up in Silver and Gold, which is
Oh yeah.
a shop with collections of things here in town. There is a human woman who is behind the counter, and she's able to get you. They have, like any good pawn shop, they have a variety of musical instruments, because musicians are always pawning their shit.
Always.
And so you're able to find a pretty basic, just simple tambourine for 1 gold.
I get it, and I take it, and I'm so happy, like I just bought the best thing in the world, and I skip out of there and head to the docks with my new tambourine.
Roderick, did you have any business you wanted to take care of before heading out?
No, Roderick has just been practicing his dueling with his rapier, just going over some
All
forms
the streets.
down by the docks. Yep, he's
Ariel is watching.
Kids over watching, you know.
Ariel is watching because she cannot wait to get back out on the water, so she went there first thing.
Oh, if Ariel's there, then Roderick would have asked her if Ariel, would you like to duel?
Well, I'm not sure I'm any good at it, but I'd love to give it a go.
Yes, of course. I'll go easy on you to start.
Okay. Well, all right.
Initiative. No.
She would do it. She doesn't have a sword, so
So, what will you be dueling with exactly?
it's a great question.
Eldritch Blast. Non-lethal Eldritch Blast.
Well, you
Wizard
are.
duel.
Ariel, go ahead and make your charisma based, right?
Yes.
Go ahead and make a charisma check.
Oh, Kali. Okay. Sorry. Ooh, oh, actually, that's good. 22.
Okay. You get down near the water and kind of shift it around a little bit, and you're able to form a rather simple looking sword. Not like it's going to hurt anybody, but it's enough to shape with that you could swing it around and hit another sword with it.
Nice. Ting ting.
Is it like ice? Did I make it cold?
No, it's just like it's like flowing, like
That's cool.
flowing and contained.
Sweet.
Hell yeah.
Well, I think that'll do. Now remember, honorable rules only. No tricky business.
Right. I know what those are.
Yeah.
Sure.
Throw a rock at his head.
Both of
Cast
you,
hex.
both of you start with an initiative roll, please.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Alex wanted to fight, so he got one.
Yeah, he's jumping
I
at the
did.
bit.
I did. I told you right from the beginning. I got a 20 total.
Okay. I got a 10.
Okay. So you're both going at the same time, but the higher initiative is going to give you advantage on the attack. So Roderick, go ahead and attack. Both of you go ahead and make attacks. Roderick, yours at advantage.
Oh, I'm really glad I have advantage. All right, I got a 25 total.
Ariel, there's a dex plus proficiency.
Spellcaster over here, like,
How do I
No.
hit things?
with
Yeah.
a sword?
Weapons?
What?
Why?
What?
Wait, oh, okay, I got it.
I
19.
can't use my charisma
19.
modifier?
Okay. So Roderick definitely is faster than you are, and knows how to duel, which you do not. So he's able to kind of swish your watery sword around. But as he does like a very simple backhand touch on your shoulder, you do just a little watery poke at his ribs. So both of you are able to kind of.
Perhaps I should get a sword.
Yes, perhaps. I am of course going easy on you.
Let's do it again. Let's another initiative roll from both
Again.
of you. Like the Teletubbies.
Oh,
Yeah.
8.
That one.
Oh!
Play.
Ooh.
Oh, that's great. Who knows why it is, but both of you are just a little off of what you were anticipating. Both of you go ahead and roll for attack.
Do I still have advantage for going first on initiative?
No. Not with
Fair enough. I guess. Then 14.
6.
Okay. This one's kind of a mess all over. Roderick does a simple touch to Ariel's thigh, and then Ariel, you feel a little flustered, and smash him right in the face with your watery sword, which just explodes into water and drenches the both of you.
Ariel, is it?
Yeah.
If you don't mind, I think I'll practice over here on my own for a little.
I'm so sorry.
Oh no, quite all right. These clothes have already seen their prime.
Okay, I'll be over here if you want some.
Yes, excellent.
Great. Bye.
Oh god.
I mean, I'm not leaving. I'm just going over here.
Okay.
And
love
with
it.
that, the group begins to, bit by bit. Was there any last thing from anybody before?
Yes, Roderick would scoot back and just go, you know what they say. Attack a spellcaster, and you'll water in the face.
A dock worker nearby turns to a friend of his and says, "You know what? My father said that all the time. I never really
Oh my
understood it until now.
God. It all makes sense.
Context is key.
They was his last words."
Oh god.
Okay,
Roderick smiles and nods.
Yes.
so bit by bit, everyone makes their way down to the docks.
Is Liam still in Furbolg form when we
Oh,
see?
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
Liam
There
can only
is.
do that once every rest. So
Crickstomp, you seem to have made a new friend.
Oh, hello, everybody.
No, I didn't. No, you definitely knew.
Good to actually meet you. Liam. Yes.
What?
Oh, so
Wow.
yeah, for what it's worth, Liam actually visually still looks relatively similar. His skin is the same color, same bluish color. What was very nice kind of mutton chops in his wood elf form is actually just a full-on braided blonde beard. He's got hair ears and the same big dreadlock hair that's blonde. And yes, where there was a maul on his back, there is now a ship's anchor that follows the exact same coloration that the maul was. But as far as he still has the Ikwa and the same axe and hammer, and his clothing now is not as frilly looking. It is all just kind of like kind of like working, like it's tattered kind of work gear, basically. Very, very simple look.
What are you?
He's a furbolg, right?
Yes.
There was a few in the forest where I lived. They're very nice people, usually.
Absolutely. Of course we all are, you know.
A furbolg? They're allowed in the city?
All right, Mr. Human, would you knock it off with the being human?
I'm sorry, I've never seen one.
We draw a bit of attention if we go into a city completely.
I would
draw attention.
Hence how you originally met me in that form, so.
Denra is like nervously like looking over at you like, oh boy, okay, and like kind of fixes her hair a bit, just like, oh, okay, looking at another very large muscular man. Anyway, the ship. Anybody know where we're going?
So as you get closer to the docks and find one another more or less, you hear a voice say, "Aye, adventuring crew then." And you see up on a stack of crates, there is a halfling woman who is working with some ropes, kind of tying knots and getting things together. She throws one over her shoulder and hops down and says, "You can always tell the adventuring crews. They look such a motley sort. That's you, I suppose, then?"
Yes.
All right. Well, go ahead and follow me then. Looks like we're taking a quick cruise out to some godforsaken place or another. It's always like that with you adventuring folks. You got everything you need. Yes, it's 3 days out, and we don't have any stops planned. Just sailing straight through. If we're lucky, it'll be boring as hell.
Let's hope.
She turns back and says, Salern, nice to meet you. You'll be on my boat, and she leads you through the docks, and you get to a sailboat that looks like it can comfortably fit 10 or a cramped 15. Anyone over 6 foot is gonna find it a little cramped.
Pack's gonna make a nest.
You do see that Archie is nearby. Looks like he's seated and looks like he might be in prayer. The boat itself, it's got a large deck kind of on top and in front, and then there's an underdeck portion that looks to be, it's not totally enclosed, but it's enough to where you can get some sleep in there. And you do see on the side, it's painted the dagger. Salern says, "This here's the dagger. She's my pride and joy, and you'd best be treating her that way. No spitting on deck, no leaving your trash behind. Clean up after yourselves. I'm not your mother, I'm not your maid. There's not much room for sleeping down below for a group as big as yours, so you might be best sleeping in shifts or whatever it is that you do. I'll be taking day shifts at the wheel, and Pickwick will be taking nights. Say hello, Pick." And you see that there is a turtle who is loading a couple of crates onto the ship. Pickwick looks up and says, "Aye," and gets back to loading crates.
I like him.
I do too.
And Salern looks at the keg and is like, "You expecting that to fit?"
No.
I'm just surprised that the big one's still holding it up.
Don't care about you. Well, I'll tell you what. If you can find a place for it, it can go, but you might be sleeping on it. Use it as a pillow for all I give a shit. My hammock is in there already. Don't be messing with that space. Fill up the rest as you need. Make sure it's not so much to sink my damn ship. She looks at a pocket watch and looks up at the sky and says, I think it's time we all get aboard.
When we start walking up, Hason's gonna sneak up behind Roderick and give a little giggle and say, "Oh, looks like someone took a swim."
But you know what they say.
No.
What do they say?
No, what do they say, Roderick?
A little water on the face is never out of place.
That
I've
actually
never
was
heard that
pretty good.
before.
This is why you generally like staying in the wilds where the creatures don't talk so much.
Indeed.
Roderick is gonna go to the front of the ship and put one foot like up on the top and be like
Captain
in like a pose, and he's like,
Immediately.
I think we're ready.
Roderick, I'm gonna go ahead just go ahead and roll a dexterity save for me to see how well you can hold on.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my gosh!
I got a 15.
Okay. All right. Well, as everybody gathers their things and prepares for the voyage out into the open ocean on the Dagger, that is a perfect time for us to go to break. So we're going to be right back in just a few minutes. Stay tuned. We'll come back and see what happens to our party out on the open ocean.
Boy.
All right, we are back. Welcome back from our short break. Our adventures are now out on the open ocean. We've taken off. Roderick, you did manage to keep your feet. A little shaky, but not terrible. As the ship, the dagger, began to leave dock, it was a little, whoop, and especially as the sail raised, it was a little bit of hanging on. But you're good. No falling in the water.
That's for the best.
Boo.
And let's see. How many of you are there? 1, 2, 3.
Boy, never like a let's see like that.
Right?
Let's see how we're gonna kill you today.
Not kill, just maim. There's
Challenge, as the DM's
Yeah, no.
Go ahead and roll a d10 for me. This is just a random roll for me to see what happens.
No bad consequences could ever happen from this. It's
No
totally
random
fine.
counters here.
I got a 9.
Okay.
Oh,
It is a really nice day.
Yeah.
It's cold. We're still in winter. But the sun is out. There's a pretty good wind at your back. And so the dagger is cutting along pretty well. Ocean's as choppy as any winter ocean is. But yeah, it's a nice day.
It
Should be no. Oh, go ahead, Zach.
I was just gonna ask, now that we're up and moving, like, about how fast is the dagger moving?
What animal are you trying to find the equipment for?
That's the right question.
I was because now that a few of us are level 4, for druids now we have half on our CR, so I was just looking at some reed sharks and some seahorses and some fun things. I know it's probably moving pretty quick, so I wasn't gonna try to keep up with it.
I would say that any decently sized thing, like a reef shark, would be able to catch up.
Okay.
What is the speed?
Sorry?
What is the speed of the boat? Sorry.
It's tough because sailboats are kind of variable, right? If they catch a really good wind, it's going to go faster, so it's going to change throughout the day. But for the sake of simplicity, as long as you are something that is decently sized, in terms of druid stuff, you're not going to get left behind.
Ariel has a swimming speed of 30 feet.
You would get left behind.
No! All right.
You could, Ariel, however, totally dangle your feet in the water.
Oh.
And she just dangle her face in the water. She can also breathe underwater, so she's...
Just stick your head in the water.
So Ariel, you take a length of rope and tie it to yourself and tie it to the railing and just kind of off the railing.
Why are we all so weird? That is the weirdest thing.
You're asking this now?
I love this
And
part.
Solern looks over from the wheel at you, for all the world looking dead and in the water. And
Just not moving.
She just kind of calls out, should we be concerned about that?
No, man. I was seeing it before. Morganossi just really like to dunk their heads in the water.
Well, if she's dead, it's not my skin.
No, she's not dead. Trust me, she's not dead.
Well, if she is dead, it's not my skin. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Well, she might be dead. Has anyone checked on her?
I'm saying I'm not taking responsibility for that.
Mudpack
That's what I'm
will
saying.
hang out by Ariel's rope and just hang out on the railing with the wind in his face, but also keeping an eye.
Like
Just to make sure it doesn't
kind of
get
like a
in any
dog with
trouble.
its head out the window.
Yeah.
Exactly like a dog with its head out the window.
She'll pop her head up every once in a while, and she's never looked happier. Never.
All right. She's fine.
And Ariel, you do see some life down there.
Yeah, you see some light.
You rolled a 9 on the D10, so it's the ocean is full of life. You see fish swimming by, and you see the feeling of home is just right there. It's a very communal feeling.
It should be noted that as soon as the boat started moving down, like a, I mean, I've never seen a cow on a ship, but she's definitely like, whoa, just balance is very difficult for her. She's got hooves, so she also does not like the ocean, so is just like near the center of the boat, away from the edges, like holding on to the mast, like sitting with her back to it, kind of.
Yeah.
Okay, it's all right. Okay, yep, we got this. It's all good. Yep. She just kind of trying to stay calm, looking over to see what looks like Ariel dead on the side, and just okay, that's fine. As everything's resolved.
So Mudpack is a dog with its head out the window. Denra is a dog in the back of a van.
Mm-hmm. Not able to stand up.
Yeah.
Not very well, at least. But never sea legs.
Hassan.
Hassan has found, if he may, find a spot where he can watch Archie without hopefully being seen too much, because he wants to draw him while they're going on.
Sure. Go ahead and I'm just gonna have him roll a perception check just to see what he ends up with. And so go ahead and roll a stealth check for me, just to see how crafty you can be.
Crafty, but I don't want to draw the back of his head, so
Yeah.
that's why I meant
you
kind of.
You're right.
You want to find a position where you can really see him.
Yeah. Hey, 19.
Okay. Archie doesn't look to be in bad spirits, but he definitely looks very reflective, and he's sitting topside, looking out over the ocean, and he's not paying a whole lot of attention to stuff around him. So you're able to find a spot where you can see him. Yeah. How much time do you take in terms of putting together this drawing? Is it a quick thing?
Probably a long time, because he actually looks a lot like someone Hassan knows and hasn't seen in a long time. So he's like very into capturing this, because he can't see this other person like ever. So he's like, if I draw them, then I'll have this.
Yeah.
So he wants to put all his effort into it.
And with enough time, you're able to put together a really nice likeness that you can keep. Because the ocean is not too rough today, you're not encountering a whole lot of water in your notebook.
Oh, good. And water stains. Yes. Cool.
Which is good.
Cool.
Anything else anyone would like to do during the day portion of this day?
Roderick is practicing his footwork. This is the first time he's been on a ship, and he wants to make sure that he can fight while on a moving ship. So he doesn't have his weapon out, but he's practicing his forms with his feet.
Yeah. Go ahead and give me 3 dexterity checks with disadvantage.
Oh, good. Yeah, that's good.
Training.
Fair. Oh, that's not good. So the first one was a 7.
Okay.
The second one was a 13. Ooh, and the third one was a 20. Not a nat 20, but a total 20.
Getting
All right.
better.
So you spend some time in serious training, trying to kind of get your sea legs as quickly as possible. And by the end of the day, it seems to have paid off. You feel a lot more comfortable. You're not rocking back and forth so much. Like you've got a pretty good stance. It's a different stance than what you would use dueling on land, but you do have. You feel like you could feel pretty confident with a sword here on the boat.
Perfect.
And Alara.
Alara is sketching the boat, top and bottom, starboard port. And I don't know. Can I, for funsies, make a con check to see how well she's handling being on water?
Yeah. So you are you imbibing of your ginger root?
Well, I want to see how I'm feeling first.
Okay, go ahead and make a Constitution check. Imbibing something.
I mean, it works.
We knew what you meant, though. That's all that matters.
Wow, that was an 18.
You know what? You're feeling better than you thought you would.
Good.
And again, it's because it's such a nice day.
Yeah, okay. Then yeah, I will be sketching the ship, and I will gently remind Denra of our Costco supply of ginger root.
Right. Thank you. I'm not too nauseous, thankfully. It's hard to walk without feet. Hooves they don't really lend to ship-faring creatures well.
Right.
You set your Kirkland brand ginger aside for now.
All Kirkland.
It's next to the Kirkland brand rum.
Denra would ask Roderick, kind of scooting up, not really standing, just kind of. Do you think maybe in the coming day or so you could teach me a few things about being on a ship? I know you haven't really been before. Actually, I don't know that. So I mean, you look like you know what you're doing.
Yes, I do know what I'm doing, and I would love to teach you. Teaching is what I do. So yes, if you're a willing student, I'm of course a willing teacher.
Thank you.
Do you have the proper payment?
Paul, do I hear this conversation happen?
It's not a very big boat.
Yeah, we're pretty close.
Yeah. Can I make an insight check on what he just said?
Sure.
On Roderick?
Yeah.
What kind of things do you teach, Roderick?
Roderick.
Oh,
Roderick.
Roderick.
Please don't stand so
there you
close
go.
to me.
Do I need to roll deception if he's rolling insight?
Well, let's see how high the insight is
Okay.
first.
Because he's definitely lying.
Hell yeah.
I would say if he rolls above a 10, you'll need to roll deception.
Okay.
I did not.
Okay. Yeah, you know what? He sounds very convincing.
What payments?
Oh, well, yes, of course. You don't expect someone to teach you something for nothing in return.
I mean, I could teach you how to be more polite.
Oh. Bad form.
I mean, you know,
Roderick,
we all working together on this.
Roderick turns away.
Oh, okay, well.
Whoa.
Mudpack will
Crickstump
turn
is
his shoulder
cackling.
over.
Ooh, damn.
Crickstump is cackling on the side of the boat.
I have to admit, I really thought Roderick was going to say bad cow.
Ooh, that would not have ended well for him. No, it's amazing.
Any other business during the day portion? We're just going to take day and night.
So good.
During this
Separately.
conversation, as it's going along, Liam will just kind of like mutter over to Jenna, be like, I can always give you a counter or two on, you know.
Oh,
being big on a boat.
yes, that would be. If she could blush, she would be. She's got auburn fur, so it's kind of hard to tell. Yes, you are a sailor yourself.
Oh, yes, I, last 100-ish years I've been on the boats, yeah.
100? Wow. Oh, wow. Okay.
Hey, son over his shoulders, like, as long as you're not a pirate. Goes back to
Oh,
drawing.
no, I'm definitely a pirate.
Oh.
You're
wow.
not really a pirate, though, are you?
Just
You're joking.
Teleports.
That's a joke. You're joking. That's a joke.
I mean,
It's very funny. It's very funny.
me and the crew of the Nala, we've certainly done quite a bit of business that is not necessarily legal, but, you know, we've also done things that are entirely legal, so, you know.
right. It's,
Hey, son's
it's
just like
privateering rather
mutters to himself, why
piracy.
is it always pirates? I always meet pirates. Why pirates? Goes back to his
Denra will definitely. Yes, thank you. I would love if you'd be able to show me a few things, and also, I feel bad for what I just said. I tend to put my hoof in my mouth sometimes, so I I'll go apologize to Roderick before.
Roderick walks by to go down into the bottom of the ship right at this moment and just looks at Denra and says, "Well, you know what they say. A closed mouth leads to an open mind." And then he walks down to the bottom of the ship.
Contact her, having heard this, says, "You notice how he rarely shuts his, though."
That's a good point.
I think he meant to say, speak less, listen more, maybe?
Yes. That was actually a more polite way of saying it, so he's getting better.
It should be noted that people do actually say that one. So that's
true.
That's a...
Oh, I've never heard that.
Yeah, it is a good one, yeah.
The more you know.
Sometimes he'll have real ones.
The more
mixed in.
The best lies are laced with some truth.
No.
Oh, perfect. But yeah, that's Denra is definitely still like awkward around Liam, but definitely thankful for any kind of help on how to get her sea hooves. So.
All right.
Her sea hooves.
As many jokes as I can make, man. All right.
Liam has, I mean, let's just the elephant in the room, or the cow on the deck.
Boat.
Right.
Has Liam ever been into someone like Denra?
Oh gosh. Oh.
Inquiring minds want to know.
Apparently.
Very muscular.
Encouraging
Very
start
muscular,
there.
just like you. That helps.
I would say certainly. I think Liam finds people his size the most attractive, as opposed to those more the size of his leg.
His leg.
Also, speaking of size, the fact that I now found out Crickstump is 4 inches shorter than Hason, my interactions of them in my mind have totally just gone. I don't know. I now am the one leaning on your shoulder.
Oh boy.
Here's the thing.
Size matters to Hason, apparently.
Although you do have to remember
It
that
does.
when he goes into his wild shape into his into symbiotic entity, he is taller than Hason technically.
Yeah, the
Okay,
mushroom on
okay.
his head.
You gain those 4 inches.
Yeah, it's a 4-inch mushroom that just grows on his head.
Okay, whew, moving on.
After Hason would come up to everybody, Denra would say, but I saw you have instruments.
Yes.
I have one as well. A satyr friend of mine gave it to me, and
You play music?
I-
I just mean, I would love to hear you play something at some point.
maybe I'll turn to Liam. Maybe we need to all have politeness lessons. Lord.
Roderick
Again,
walks.
this is why I hang out with animals. I
Right.
also play an instrument. No one asked.
you
But I
do?
do, but it's
No,
not for you. It's for the fish.
Oh, well, maybe we could
On
both
this
play
trip.
for the fish. Maybe we could both play for the fish.
Perhaps we should have a jam session later, and we
Yeah.
can all just,
That's
you know.
what I was asking.
Oh. Well,
Oh boy.
Boy.
Going well.
Yeah, Denra is attempting to make friends, and it's
Hoof, meat, mouth.
yeah.
it's just Hason. It's one of those things that people are always like, "Oh, I could play instruments too," and then they play, and he's kind of like, "Oh yeah, but have you been playing for 13 years?"
Just cannot wait till I get a natural 20 when we play together.
So it's not a cow thing. It's just an
No,
elitist
it-
thing.
Sure.
It is.
Yeah, it's a
It
musician
is.
elitism
It
thing.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
She's not racist.
Yeah.
No.
Just
She's
elitist.
just elitist.
Yeah. Just one tier down, you know.
I guess that's better.
Kind of.
Oh God.
If it has to be one thing, I guess.
We always play morally gray groups. Come on.
Crickstump,
All right, so day begins to shift. Evening is starting to come along, and there's no stops on this trip. So as evening rolls in, Pickwick wakes up, gets out of the hammock, and climbs up to the top deck and relieves Solern, who goes and gets some rest. Let's see what happens in the evening.
Boy.
Elara, go ahead and roll a d10 for me.
Get the one.
Okay, nothing bad can happen.
These days,
Maybe is
One
it
cracking
possible
on
to
it.
give a bardic inspiration to one of these rolls?
It sure isn't.
I didn't think so.
I got a boop. It's okay.
Okay, you got a boop. We're fine.
I rolled a 10.
That's good, right?
Hey.
That's good, right?
That
Either
is-
really good or really bad.
It is.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Um,
it's like the nighttime's opposite, so the higher
Yeah,
you roll,
yeah, yeah.
the worse.
So, a really brilliant sunset, the kind that you can only get on the coast, or
Do we see a green flash?
Get out of here.
Damn it.
Anyway.
As
Never
the sun
move
sets.
on.
Oh, fucking Jesus. All right. Good Lord. Anyway.
no.
Sorry.
It's
No.
not often that I miss references in my own games.
Although that's a real thing though.
It is a real thing.
It is.
Oh,
it,
okay.
it can happen occasionally.
What are you guys talking about?
So
Pirates of the
on the
Caribbean.
coast on any coast when the sun sets, like the moment the sun crests, there's sometimes like a green like light that can be seen when it's completely setting.
It's an atmospheric thing.
Yeah.
I live on the coast. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Cool.
great.
You
You
live on
have to
the
watch out for it.
cloudy coast where you
Yeah.
can't see
Yeah, I mean,
the
that's true.
sunset.
Cloudy, rocky
the
coast.
sun is irrelevant here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Always.
Actually, the weird thing here is that once in a while, it's only happened like a handful of times since we've lived here, you can hear the ocean.
Huh.
Like the wind
cool.
shifts in the right way. It's kind of unsettling because
Yeah.
almost all the time you can't hear it. You know, we live like a few
Yeah,
miles
sure.
away from it, and then once in a while, it sounds like it's right out the window.
Wow.
Flood,
That's cool.
flood,
That,
tsunami.
It's
yeah, that would
weird.
be unsettling. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really weird. You can hear it like through closed windows and everything.
Anyway, sorry for the derailment.
Yeah, way to go.
no, it's a
Science
really
lesson, real quick. Science
it's
class.
a really brilliant sunset and a pretty clear night. So it's cold, but the ocean is calm, just pretty smooth, and you get a nice bright moon that shines down. And as the moon rises full, some dolphins come out. And a pod of
Wow.
dolphins races along with the boat,
Oh,
kind of
They're
playing in the
beautiful.
wake and racing each other, racing the boat. It's a really,
yeah.
a really special
Denra will
sight.
kind of stumble up to the side next to Mudpack actually, and kind of lean over and look. Oh my goodness, they're beautiful. I've never seen creatures like that before.
They know how to live.
Yeah,
Ariel is,
looks
I
like it.
assume, not on the side of the boat anymore.
You can be wherever you want.
No, I think she would have gotten out, but she will be very sad. She'll like be trying to get back in, and then think better of it.
Yeah, as the dolphins are popping up, Liam is going to kind of like because all he needs to do is just get up on his knees and lean on the railing, and he'll kind of like lean over towards them and he'll start speaking to them. He cannot understand
Oh, yeah.
if they speak back, but he will speak to them.
They can
Yeah,
understand.
go ahead and make an animal handling check.
I love furbolgs.
One should marry one.
Maybe I'll
Trying, he's trying.
Maybe
Actually, yeah.
she will. Oh.
That's a 9.
What do you say to
Like-
the dolphin?
Just be like,
Want some
beautiful
ale.
moon tonight. Hope you swim smoothly.
You say that.
Alright.
It is said. The dolphins do not change their action at all.
Perfect.
On this really lovely evening, it's getting, about the time that most people would sleep. Who is sleeping? Where are you sleeping? What are you doing?
Ariel sleeps up top.
So does Denra.
Roderick has gone down.
Mudpack is going to find a corner near the stern of the ship and make a little nest with his cloak and settle in.
Archie sleeps down in the hold.
Liam will sleep up at the back. He will use the wine as a pillow.
Isan probably would sleep a little, but he doesn't want to go to bed yet. He wants to stay up and play his lyre for a little bit. Lull everyone asleep. Give him a little lullaby.
Oh,
Hey, San, go ahead and roll a performance check for me.
Are you doing that up on the deck so that like
Yeah, I wouldn't do
Okay.
that down below while people
yeah,
are
yeah.
trying to sleep.
Denra would probably pull out her pan flute and join in?
Denra, go ahead and roll a performance check.
Do you?
Do you?
Wait,
what about all
that ale right now?
we got it's for multiple days. Come on.
Drink it all right now.
You'll probably drink some.
All right.
Also, it's not
Hey,
ale.
San, what'd you roll for performance?
15.
Okay. And Denra?
14.
Okay.
Oh.
All right.
I'm not
Um,
expecting to be better than the bard at music. Are you kidding me? What? I just
But
like
if-
to do it.
But if you had been,
It would have been vindicating. Yes. Don't point it out. Jeez.
It's okay to almost succeed at things.
I mean, I still succeeded. I got above an average.
The two of you play. Heisan starts. Denra, you join in. And Denra, as you play, you can kind of... it's a lot of memories that are wrapped up in this instrument. And it's not bad ones. It's pleasant to think of Desi, and Desi is off on tour, basically, across the continent, playing shows all over. And the two of you play, and Pickwick at the wheel kind of hums along a little bit. You hear him do it quietly to himself.
Cute.
Yeah, it's a good session. It's soft and very much like a lullaby.
can we hear the music down below?
Just a little bit.
Through the floorboards.
Okay, I would come up to investigate the music
Okay.
just to see what it is.
Oh.
Siren.
Can you be quiet? That's what I was expecting.
You know what they say.
Yeah. I was waiting for
It's
it.
really hard
They
to sleep
say,
when people.
Shut the fuck up while I'm
Shut up while people are trying to sleep. No, Roderick likes music. He would come up and listen.
Yeah, so there's a lantern up, so you can kind of see around, and you see the two of them playing together. It's quiet up here, and it's just the sounds of the ocean, the light creaking of the boards as the boat rocks.
I think do we notice that Roderick comes up?
Sure, it's quiet enough that
I'm not hiding.
Yeah.
Because I think Heisan would kind of like mess up and stop and be like, "Oh, I'm sorry. Did we disturb you?"
Oh no, please keep going. I was enjoying it.
Oh, okay. Then he'll start again.
Liam's gonna pour himself some of this barley wine.
Okay.
And then he will also just kind of hum along to the music, but he'll be doing it in the language of plants. So,
Oh, I thought you were gonna,
Why
I thought you were
not?
gonna say off key. So
he'll be doing it in
Intentionally.
the language of plants.
Oh, that's
Hum in a different
very.
language.
You have a beautiful singing voice.
Oh, thank you very much.
If at home, if you want to know what the language of plants sounds like, go to your pantry and get out a potato, and
Yes.
then request from that potato just any karaoke song, and what comes out is the language of plants.
Careless whisper.
Alera, what are you doing this evening?
Welcome.
She would have found a spot below to sleep, I think.
All right. It's you roll a 10 on a d10. This is what you get: an absolutely lovely evening at sea.
Perfect.
No disturbances in the night. As smooth as the ocean can be in the middle of winter. Any party that joins together right up front is going to have growing pains and find some differences, but in this moment it's very pleasant to be in each other's company. The sun rises. Solaren takes over for Pickwick. We begin day 2 on the ocean. Denra, go ahead and roll a d10 for me.
Oh boy.
No pressure.
Come on, we've only had a 9 and 10 so far. Let's see.
Let's just derail Paul's whole mission and just have smooth sailing.
Well, let's
Time.
maybe we're swinging high and we're swinging low. That's a 1.
Oh! Storm! A kraken comes out of the water,
Kraken would
crushes
kill
the
us
ship
with
in
one
half.
swipe. Just whoosh, all dead.
A 1.
I swim away.
Not a D20 one.
I'm so.
Not a D21.
If that matters, probably not.
It warms my heart just the same.
Oh, it always warms your heart when we go through trauma.
Potential of death. The potential of death makes
Yeah.
Paul very
I'm
happy.
excited.
Um,
I want to fight something. Hell yeah.
Let's fight.
On the water.
As the sun rises, and Solern comes up to take over. Let's see, who's above deck? Who's above deck was okay, and
Like 2 of you stayed below. That's funny.
yeah,
Yeah, I slept below.
and Archie is as well. Who would be up with the dawn?
Mudpack would be.
Crickstomp.
Me. I'm still conked out on wherever I've
Yeah.
been playing music.
Enra probably would too. Just
Okay.
she's having trouble sleeping this first night.
So those who are up this early, you do see that Pickwick and Solern are having kind of a tense, hushed discussion as Solern takes over. And Liam, actually, you don't need any confirmation, because you can see the makings of a pretty horrific storm
Storms brewing.
that is in the direction the ship is headed.
Okay. He'll look out, knows it, and he'll turn back to the two of them, talk, and be like, "Hey, we got a plan for the big old mess coming ahead."
Big mess. What mess?
Pickwick turns. He says, "I try not to die. I'm going to bed."
That's reassuring.
Sounds about what I'm used to. Alrighty then.
And Pickwick climbs down into the hold. Solern looks grim as she takes the wheel.
Liam's gonna kind of like come over to her, and she's a halfling, right? Isn't she a halfling?
Solern, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tallest race with the shortest.
He'll kind of like kind of hop down on his knees. He gets up, just kind of like on a knee next to her, looking ahead. He'll be like, I have dealt with a couple of these before. Do you have any extra lumber on the ship below decks, perhaps? I could potentially give us a few reinforcements for the waves about to come.
She shakes her head. She says, "We travel light. Anybody who might feel like they might get blown away should get down below."
Or maybe tie ourselves to the mast. I don't know if I can fit very well down below. I'll try. If we have
Solern
to,
looks over
but-
and says, "Down below."
Oh, okay. Then she'll make her way, kind of ducking under the door.
Ariel will gently nudge Hasan awake and explain the situation.
Was it breakfast time? Breakfast? What's going? What?
So,
Food?
we must go down below. There's
There's breakfast down
storm.
below? Oh,
Yes.
a storm. Oh.
breakfast down below. Let's go.
Perception check.
He's like, wiping sleep out of his eyes. Yeah, breakfast, potatoes and eggs and maybe bacon, I hope.
Of course. Let's go. Come on.
Here we go.
Pull you.
Thanks.
That's
What
amazing.
other preparations do people want to make?
I think I've seen this once or twice before, but Crickstump's gonna tie himself to the mast, and by that he means like rope on the mast, and then on another end of it, rope to himself. That way, if we are bucking, he's not gonna go flying.
Okay.
Have a
Mudpack.
sailor tie those knots, maybe?
I'm gonna ask Liam.
Like one.
Double check them.
Liam
fair.
is literally a shipwright, so.
Mudpack, what do you got?
Mudpack is gonna take a look out at the direction of the storm and cast Druidcraft to create a sphere in front of him, and that holds like a snapshot of what the storm ahead looks like.
Sure.
So he
It's
can
very
see
pretty.
how bad we're how much we should get ready. Is there hail? Is there lightning in this little bubble?
Go ahead and make a nature check.
That's awesome. I've never
Yeah.
seen Druidcraft work like that.
Ability,
That
that's
is
one
really-
of Druidcraft's abilities that I always
Heck
forget.
yeah, it is.
Detecting weather, right. Forgot about
That's
that.
really cool.
So that's
Fucking
gonna
cantrips.
be a 12. Yay, cantrips.
Okay. This looks like a winter storm. So, it definitely a lot of wind, probably some precipitation, and some of that might be freezing.
Okie dokie. Mudpack doesn't want to like go down below, but he's 3'3". He would blow away in the wind. So bitty.
Then you turn into a fish and swim away.
For an hour.
That's true.
For an hour.
Yeah,
Not
how
long
far
enough.
can you get in that?
That's
Can you find land in an hour?
It's not long enough.
I would say you've got about 15 minutes of prep before stuff starts to get bad.
Liam, I don't know what you're gonna. So yeah, he's prepped ships for storms before as they're happening. So I mean, I guess he'll try and look among the stuff below deck, just to see if he can get anything, because he can basically do it with anything. He is a shipwright, so.
This is not a
grab what he
big
can.
ship. So
No.
the good thing about that is there's not much to go wrong, but there's also not much here to help. With all of your things and all of you take up pretty much the entire hold.
Okay. So he'll just make his way. He will stay on deck to help where it's needed, and be ready for it.
Okay. Roderick.
Is it safe to assume that when Denra tried to come down into the hold, that woke us all up? Like,
Yes. I
The
think that is
bumbling.
very
Oh wait,
safe
can I
to
even
assume.
go downstairs? No, I'm just kidding.
Denra, what are you doing down here?
Yes. Oh God, these ceilings. There seems to be a storm ahead in the way we're going, and
A little bit of rain, you say?
more like sleet and winter storm, not just a light rain.
Oh, is it serious?
Yes, Roderick, we're on the sea.
Well, what can we do? Can we turn around?
Well, we need to go forwards, so no. But right now we've just been told to, if we can't actively help, to stay below. If you'd like, go up aboard and see what they say. But
No,
I'm staying down here.
I know what I can do best, and what I do best is sit down here.
I can tell.
Is there?
Breakfast? No.
Yes,
I knew you were going priorities.
Yes.
because Hasan is hungry always immediately upon waking up.
Yeah, I mean,
At all times.
you've got rations in your pack for sure.
Oh, not boring old ration. He
This
like
is-
eats his beef jerky. Like this is not what I want.
This isn't
Full
this isn't
kitchen.
the kind of ship with like
oh, no
stove
one's
and
making
things.
food. Okay.
Ariel apologizes profusely for.
He's like, you lied to me.
Mudpack will do another Druidcraft cantrip to send a little ball of fire. Like, Hasan, hold out your food. I can at least heat it for you.
Thank
clever.
you.
So he'll cast a little fire, like circle around it, so it heats it up a little
Yeah, it's
bit.
like the equivalent of like
A
holding a big
microwave.
lighter.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Why are there
Under
damn it, Paul.
under canned food.
But you know
Works.
what? It does.
It's
It
the
works.
thought that counts.
It does make it warm, and
Yeah.
warmth
I
is
eat it.
important.
It
Because
is right now,
cold,
especially.
and it is getting colder by the
Ooh,
minute.
and Mudhawk does also have one cold resistance potion left from the
that's
last
right.
mission as well.
Roderick would pull Hasan aside at this point. Excuse me, Hasan.
Yes.
Are you skilled at doing anything to help the ship right now?
Oh, I don't really think so.
That's what I thought. No offense taken, but I think what you should do is play music for the people down here to calm us, to calm their spirits.
Do you think they'd want that? Do you want that?
I wouldn't be opposed.
Roderick,
I know I would like it.
are you a little bit afraid?
No, Roderick Thistleton doesn't get afraid of
No, it's
weather.
okay to
It's
be
okay,
afraid.
right? I told my son the same thing when he had to fight up. He had to defend the place from our home from a wolf. It's
Yes.
important.
Well, defending your home from a wolf is a little bit different than sitting below while other people do things that they're
Roderick.
supposed to do.
Yes, it's easier.
Roderick, is there a certain kind of music that you like?
I mean, I liked the music you were playing last night, but I see that you have a slew of instruments.
Oh, I do. I have a lyre and I have a flute, and I just bought this tambourine before we left, although I haven't really tried playing that yet. And I also have a dulcimer, so it sort of depends on
I think the lyre will be nice, if no one else objects.
Yeah, I would love that. And can I bang on the tambourine while you play?
Well, maybe
I'll do it very softly in the corner.
Your rhythm? How's your rhythm? Is it good? Can you count in time?
Yes.
As you're saying this, the wind is starting to pick up and the rocking is starting to get worse.
You know, music is all about a vibe and following kind of, your spirit. So I'm gonna give you this tambourine, and we'll see what vibes. Okay, I'm just gonna sit over here and play my lyre, though. Okay. Okay. And I go over somewhere, and maybe I'm gonna go sit down next to Archie, and I'm gonna start playing my lyre.
Roderick would follow and sit next to you as well.
Mudpack's gonna sit by the opening of the covered area to be as close to the outside as possible. If he can see something from there to possibly help.
Okay.
Yeah, Denra will stay near the entrance too, so she can get up to the top quickly.
And Alara?
Alara's hiding. She is sitting in some corner or against a wall. Her bedclothes are like wrapped and over, and she's just waiting, clutching her notebook, just waiting for it to pass.
I thought you were gonna say you were clutching your giant ginger root.
Yeah, just
that too. Yes. Okay.
on it here and there.
Soon.
Got the notebook in one hand, the ginger root under here, like a cat, just in here.
And as you all take your positions and wait, you can feel the wind starting to pick up. You can feel the rocking beneath you getting more intense as the ship is beginning to be tossed around in this rough sea. You hear Silaren call from up above. Everyone hold on. We're about to go into the thick of it.
Hasan's gonna try to keep playing music during all of this.
Okay.
Fuck yeah.
Gonna break a string,
he's gonna...
be careful.
Hey, you know what? He can fix that. He's got stuff to fix it. It's okay.
All right.
And then I can pull out a different instrument if one of them breaks.
Yep.
I need everyone to roll a dexterity saving throw. Those who are below deck, roll at advantage.
Oh, I already get advantage. That's awesome. Sweet.
And
thank God.
Liam, go ahead and roll at advantage.
So glad we have advantage because my first roll was a nat 1. So.
Same.
But I got a 19.
I'll say for this first one, the DC is only 10.
Oh god, I got an 8.
Oh god.
I got a 15.
I got a natural 20.
Nice.
Ooh, nice.
Got a dirty 20.
Okay.
Liam got an 18.
I also got a dirty 20.
Quick Jump got a 15.
All right.
Damn, y'all.
So Hasan, you managed to keep playing, and you were just in the zone, calm and reflective, and you're not missing a beat as you go along. Mudpack, you're kind of craning your neck up to see if you can see anything, and the boat like lurches underneath you, and you slam your head into the wood, and you are going to take 5 points of bludgeoning damage.
That looked like it hurt.
As it rings your bell.
Tongue.
Another dex save. The DC for this is based on how well Solern is doing.
Yep.
In this next one, Solern rolled another 18.
Nice.
So the DC for this is again 10.
And do we still have advantage below deck?
Yes. Except for Mudpack.
Damn it!
Can Denra like try and help stabilize Mudpack?
No, you are just doing the best you can for yourself. At this point, the boat is catching air. Like,
I mean, if I rolled a natural 20,
I got 13.
That's fair. I was just.
Thank you.
At this point, like the boat
Yeah,
is
we're catching air. Holy
out
shit.
of the water, and you can feel like the crash of it slamming back into the ocean. Ocean spray just all over the place. It's beginning to get into the hold. It is a mess, and you can hear hailstones begin beating the deck. So all I need to call for are did anyone get a nat 20?
Two nat
2 of
20s.
us.
Nat
Damn.
20.
Wow.
Hell yeah, Ariel.
Okay. What that's going to do is it's going to lower the DC for your last roll.
Oh, thank God.
Hush, I'm gonna be really good at remaining.
And did anyone get below a 10?
On my first roll, yeah. Luckily, I used a luck point. But...
Okay.
Ah, nice.
All right, so all of you managed to keep yourselves together, and then you hear a loud curse as the boat lurches, and Solern seems to lose control for a little bit.
Whoa.
What's happened is that the waves underneath you have grown to an enormous height, and so what felt just kind of like a natural rise is actually a 30-foot drop into the next
shit.
trough.
And we saved for that, or is this the
No,
next
This
one?
is what we're doing right now.
The last
Yeah.
one.
Can Mudpack? Is it possible for him to crane his neck around to see, Solern?
Solern's okay. Just
Can I cast guidance on her?
You have to touch him.
I have to touch them. Damn it!
Yeah.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Damn it, Chris!
I'm the worst. I'm the worst.
Let the DM tell me what's going
No,
on.
it's all right. It's all right.
Worst
Sorry.
policy.
Sorry.
Doing so
Just
would
wanna help.
would put you at disadvantage.
Okay,
for
I'll
your
just
own.
stay where I am because I would have known that.
Yeah.
Hey, it's not as bad as Hason not knowing about his suggestion spell. So you're fine. You're good.
All right.
Hey, or
So-
Chris not knowing how to wild shape into something small to actually get around. So it's fine.
We all have our moments.
So Solern rolled a 7.
Ooh.
So the DC for this is 18.
Oh God.
we still have advantage below deck?
Yes. So if you're below deck, except for Mudpack, you have advantage. Denra and Ariel, the DC for your roll is 15.
Okay.
Okay, so everybody roll, and what I'm going to want to call for first is...
No.
Did anyone get a nat 20?
Damn.
Nice.
Okay. Ilera, what you managed to hold on, but what you also get is as the boat lurches forward, you get a view of it, the whole thing, like photographed in your mind that you can then record later in your notebook. So you get like this perfect image that you can inscribe for later. And who did not succeed the DC? Okay.
I have a question.
Yeah.
If I got 15, then I'm fine, right?
Then you're fine. Okay, Liam, what'd you get?
Liam got a 15.
Okay. Quickstump, what'd you get?
You got an 18.
Okay, so an 18 you succeeded.
You're fine.
Yeah, you
Oh, I
succeeded.
do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I wasn't sure if it was like someone was attacking me,
No.
sort of like
Yeah.
if I had to eclipse it or just meet it.
And Mudpack.
10.
Okay.
Oh.
So Liam, as basically the boat just kicks out from underneath you, you don't just totally fall away, but you do smash into the mast, and you are going to take 6 points of bludgeoning damage.
Ooh.
Mudpack, you are already feeling a little dizzy and not quite holding together.
I need my keep awake.
And you go to grab onto something, and the boat just like and oh, I don't think that was me.
I think that was Nico.
Was it me?
Something. I
Yeah.
was like,
It was-
Oh!
Yes, it was.
That was me. That's me.
Okay.
Sorry.
yeah. It was sound effects. Sound effects.
yeah, really,
Um,
it really was.
So
What Mudpack sounds like when he falls over.
it was really fast. The boat just like
Like a guy with a
slides, and you take 8 points of bludgeoning damage
Woohoo!
as you crash into the side of the boat. And I need you to make a dexterity save.
Oh no, don't fall off.
The DC for this is going to be 13.
16.
Okay.
Oh, good.
You slam into the side, and you can feel your upper body begin to just cartwheel over the side, and you manage to like tangle yourself in the railing and hold on as the boat hits the bottom of the trough.
Does the railing have like holes in it at all?
Yes.
Like, okay, he's gonna take his quarterstaff and like dig into one of these openings to hold on that way.
Okay.
Is this because Mudpack was like peeking out and now they're outside and not below deck anymore?
So the below
'Cause I hit my
deck area,
head, right?
yeah, the below deck area is not totally enclosed.
Oh, I did not know
Yeah.
this.
It's like
Oh.
enclosed on three sides, and it's got like a partial ceiling.
Got
and
it.
It's open in the back.
Got it.
Yeah.
This makes it. Not happy that I know this now because I'm a little more nervous than I
Yeah.
was.
So those of you, even though you were below deck, you could see everything. You just couldn't see what's coming.
It's terrifying.
Cool.
But as the boat dropped off into thin air, you could see it leave.
I would like to think too, with the 22 that I rolled, that my music is still not missed a note.
Still going. Still
Nice.
going.
Yeah.
Nice.
Against all odds.
Unfazed.
Um,
Unfazed.
That string quartet on the Titanic, rocking and rolling.
I am somehow keeping up with the tambourine, I think, as well.
You're just more like nervously shaking the tambourine.
I guess the nice thing about a tambourine is that just hold it. Just hold
Yeah.
it, and it's gonna do its own thing.
Yeah.
As what feels like the worst of it begins to pass, those of you who are above deck, especially, you are drenched, like soaked to the bone, and even those below deck, water is everywhere. There's like 3 inches of water below deck. Not enough that you have to worry about it sinking, but everything is soaked. But after about 15-20 minutes of this, the ocean finally begins to calm down.
Woo! That was awesome.
You hear
My head.
you hear Solaren call down. Is everybody still alive down there?
Yes.
Well, that's surprising.
Thanks for the confidence.
Why would I have confidence? Did you see what was happening?
I mean, we succeeded, so that's a good thing.
We actually had a lovely time. We were playing music the entire time.
I
Call
was
it
Well, I
playing
was
music.
shitting my pants. That's great.
Oh no, I feel bad.
Well, you did a lovely job. You kept us all alive.
She says, if anybody wants to come up here and talk about navigation, that might be good.
That's not me.
Yeah, Liam could walk over and see if he can give a hand.
Archie climbs up from the hold as well.
Well, yeah, Mudpack wants to check that out to be in the hearsay for that.
So who all is up in that conversation then?
I mean, Denra would be there just to know where we're going, so yeah.
So Denra, you get up above.
And yeah, I want to get out of under decks as well.
Mudpack, Liam.
I'm untying myself, so I'm like I'm on the deck, but I'm not like I'm not in on the conversation.
Right, you're just tangential. Ariel. Okay. Solarian talks to Archie mainly, but definitely like looks at the rest of you as she kind of reestablishes herself. You see that her her clothes are torn, like she is absolutely soaked. It looks like one of her earrings has been ripped out. This is like, and she is tied to the center of the wheel. She looks terrible. She says, all right, I can only imagine that we've been blown a bit off course. I don't know how much. Once the clouds clear a bit, I'll be able to say for sure. But my intent was to go around a particular set of rocks, and I don't know if that's entirely if we've been blown off course even by a handful of degrees we might be headed for it. The rocks themselves are fine. It's what's in them that would give me a bit of pause.
Oh, what's that? What's in them?
Pirates.
Of course.
It's a pretty common hangout for them.
Do I know about this location?
Yeah, it's definitely a place where it's a hideout, kind of, where it's very tricky getting through it. So most ships would go around, but particularly skilled sailors wouldn't have too much difficulty navigating in between these rocks. So naturally, it's a place that those who don't want to be found hide out.
Got it. Does it do? What do I know the name of these rocks? I'm guessing they have
not
a name.
offhand.
Okay.
They're called rocks.
Oh yeah. I know about that place.
Well,
you think you can make your way through it, though, right?
Oh, of course. I mean, the dagger's small enough that shouldn't be a problem at all. But it does mean that there might be a bit of company, yes?
Yeah, if it's the right time of day, most likely we'll see a bit of a few people. Seen them before.
I guess what I'm saying is we should all be prepared, not be walking in there with our thumbs up our asses and just waiting for it to be plucked off, yeah?
Absolutely.
Wait, people walk with thumbs up their asses?
Yes, they do.
It's a thing that people say. Ask Roderick.
Oh.
That was good.
As you get a little bit of a break in the clouds, and in fact you can see in the distance, it's a pretty wide expanse, and it's these like Chimney Rock, that kind of like long tall stone structure. It's like that, these things jutting out of the water, and you can see that for a big ship this would be a serious problem even in good weather. But the dagger is small enough that this really isn't that big a deal. But as the dagger starts to approach, everybody go ahead and roll a perception check.
Oh.
All right. Did anyone roll above a 17 or above?
Yes.
Okay. Crickstump, what'd you get?
22.
Roderick?
21.
And Ariel?
17.
Okay. Roderick and Crickstump, both of you hear... It's a little tough in the shifting winds, but both of you catch the sound of voices. Like...
Are not on our ship?
Yes, from far off. You're kind of hearing it on the wind. Agitated, kind of excited shouts. And then all of you hear a cannon.
Yep.
No!
Fucking
No!
And that is
I
where we'll end
knew
tonight.
you were gonna do
Yeah.
that. I knew you were. Hell yeah.
Yep.
Awesome.
Hell yeah. That's a
Ugh.
really good ending, actually.
Why is it always pirates?
It's you know,
Pirates.
Why is
it's
it
where they
always
hang out.
Hang.
I have to say, when you said they're in the rock, I thought you meant literally in
Yeah.
the rocks.
That was
Yeah,
gonna be
like-
some creature
And I was
that
like, what lives in the rocks?
Elementals.
Never-ending story too.
Yeah, actually.
Yeah.
Rock biter, fuck yeah.
Wow.
So I want to thank everyone at home for watching, and I want to thank our fabulous players. Thank you so much,
And
everybody.
our fabulous DM, thank you.
This is our first episode of this mission, so if you want to find out what's going on next week, I'm going to say goodbye to the players. We're going to catch you this same time next week. And for all of you at home, if you want to see what happens to our crew as they venture into these rocks and, let's be honest, take on some pirates, you'll have to tune in for the next episode of The Adventurers Guild.